To Chillicothe, Ross County, Ohio, the banner going up at the courthouse says drug-free. The kids, maybe. The adults are struggling.
Shooting heroin nowadays seems like it's just like a person drinking beer. Like, it's not. It's so common and ridiculous. It's just taken over.
This 34-year-old is talking to us as long as we don't reveal her identity. She's getting a visit from the police and sheriff because she overdosed the week before.
It was just one shot of heroin and 6 Xanax bars, though.
On the streets of Chillicothe, Ross County, Ohio, the PORT team, that's the Post-Overdose Response Team, is making its Wednesday rounds. The overdose list this week is 8 names long. Most people don't seem to be home. Doors that don't open get a bag of brochures on how to stay sober and get help.
There's always some level of discouragement because there are always going to be people that you can't reach, or stories you hear people overdose again and die after you've already contacted them. But that only makes it more important that we try to reach out to those people before that happens.
Our camera is staying back and not identifying this man so the team can do its work.
You're not in any trouble. We're just here basically to offer assistance, and that's it, you know?
The team started in April. Since then, police, sheriff, and medical providers have made more than 200 visits. This is where the hills of Appalachia flatten into the Midwest. It is small-town America. Like other parts of the country that's seen opioid addictions rise, it's a place where jobs and people have come and gone. A place where pain pills poured in, followed by heroin, cheap and available, like beer.
We are seeing overdoses at an epidemic proportion. We're seeing the use among individuals from all walks of life in our community. This has hit our community really hard.
In 2010, 19 people here died from overdoses. Last year, 40 died in a county of 77,000. On the streets of Chillicothe, Ross County, Ohio, the 44-officer police department responds to calls like a possible fight and a car wreck. Now, officers dispense medicine, too.
This cap comes off, so it's a liquid nasal spray. Since January, I've probably done it at least 50 times, and that's a low estimate.
Every officer carries naloxone, or Narcan, to reverse the effects of an opioid overdose. This is officer body cam footage released by the police department. We are blurring the identity of this overdose victim to protect his family's privacy. This 27-year-old later died. Each overdose can stretch the small department because several officers come to the scene. After taking care of victims, cars have to be searched for drugs. Officers reach into pockets and dig through trash, trying to avoid needles.
I ain't getting freaking poked.
With a year nearly over, police have handled almost 300 overdose calls.
It's kind of taken on a life of its own just simply by the resources that are required to be dedicated to the efforts and stopping people from killing themselves.
People here say the addiction epidemic used to be talked about in whispers, if talked about at all. Then people started talking about addictions and overdoses.
We've not closed our doors. We've not rolled up our community streets. We've really come together with the idea that we're going to battle this epidemic.
On the streets of Chillicothe, Ross County, Ohio, the battle against drugs is visibly, loudly, fought by high school students one Friday. They're part of a club where joining requires a drug test. The students get discounts at local merchants if they stay clean. Those whispers about the addiction epidemic, not hidden, not today.
This is real. Drugs is taking over our hometown.
I came here basically to wake somebody up. I've been arrested 98 times here in Ross County. Learn what not to do.
They gathered beneath a banner that says drug-free in a town that is not yet.
It took you children to come together to start something so the rest of us could follow.
What there is hope. for the 1,500 students on the street in Chillicothe, Ross County, Ohio.